Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Blu-Roy Movies. Got some pickups for you today. Got quite a big stack of stuff in front of me for, I think it's 2 weeks, which is bad. I don't know what's happened, but I've got all sorts here. I've got a gift. I've got some charity shop finds. I've got some eBay stuff. I've got an Amazon purchase, and I've got quite a big stack from CX. So yeah, it's got a bit crazy. Like, New Year slowed down a bit, but that's gone pear-shaped. But oh well, it is what it is. Let's get into it, shall we? First of all, a gift. The section of the show I like to call sponsored by Larry Boyd, and Larry sent me a fantastic Blu-ray over. World Cinema release from Studio Canal. Now, the other day I done my best movies or movies to recommend under 90 minutes, and I talked about Silence de la Mer, which translates as Silence of the Sea in that video, a Jean-Pierre Melville film, and I mentioned on there that that was the only film I've seen from the director, and he had a stellar looking filmography on IMDb, and I wouldn't mind exploring his work. So, bloody hell, Larry, Larry's come up trumps and sent me over Army of Shadows, which will not fit into the category of under 90 minutes because I believe it's about 2.5 hours, 143 minutes, so 2 hours 23, and it's a film all about the French resistance in War Two, which ticks so many boxes for me because that's the sort of film I'm into. That's the sort of film, and I know I'm going to love this. So, Larry, mate, I do appreciate that. I do appreciate everything you send over to me. That's absolutely stellar, mate. Thanks so much from the bottom of my heart, and I think that is going to be a film I really like because it sounds right up my street. Thank you very much, Larry. Next, some charity shop finds, and I think four Blu-rays, all 50p each. The first one is an American release, Tom Baker Season 1 on Blu-ray. Now, I picked this up because I thought my mate Sammy G, he might want it because he's a big Doctor Who fan. It turns out I should have knew he already had it, but for 50p, I picked it up, and I say it's an American release. I have tried it in the UK player and it does work. And Tom Baker was the Doctor I grew up with, and there's a couple of episodes on here with the Daleks and the Cybermen, which are mostly, I'd say, in my limited Doctor Who knowledge, are his two greatest adversaries. So I might give that a watch, then I might sell it on eBay. I don't know. I think it goes for about 20 on eBay. Interesting that the American release of this is Tom Baker Season 1, and I think Sam was explaining to me that the UK releases go from, like, the first Doctor is Season 1 and it carries on through the different Doctors. So the UK release of the Tom Baker one, I think he said, is Season 12. Correct me down below if that's incorrect, Sam, but I think that's what he said. Next up was a Steelbook for 50p. And a film I haven't seen, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Such a great cast in this film. Colin Firth, Gary Oldman, Tom Hardy, John Hurt, Toby Jones, Mark Strong, Benedict Cumberbatch, Kieran Hines. I mean, what a cast that is. And I've never seen it. And I think it's mainly because I've heard quite a few people say it's quite a complex film and a lot going on with it, and you have to concentrate, and I'm not the brightest tool in the box, and not the sharpest knife in the drawer, so I've always thought I might struggle with it. So now I've got it, I can give it a go and just prove to myself that I am probably a stupid git. There you go. Next up, in this one, I'm really pleased to find Getaway. Now, I think that's a German release, again for 50p. Now, I haven't seen this remake of the film, and it's one that I have wanted to see. Kim Basinger. Who doesn't want to be Kim Basinger? And that's one of the Baldwin boys. I think it's Alec, stuck under that sticker. How many Baldwin boys were there? I think 3 were there. Alec, the one that was in Big Brother. and another one. I'm sure there's 3. Alec. The name's got out of my head now. The other 2. It's going to annoy me, that. Alec Stephen Baldwin. Yeah, that is Alec Baldwin. A very young Alec Baldwin. And next up for the charity shop, Anthropoid, which looks like, again, a World War II film. A film I've not heard of. But World War II is definitely my wheelhouse of history that I really enjoy. Cillian Murphy, love Cillian Murphy, can't go wrong with him, and Jamie Dornan. Yeah, so I'll give that a watch. Next up, my eBay purchases. Now, this one has literally just landed on the door mat of Blu-Roy Towers, and this is a Big J's film. Regular viewers will know I like me Jason Statham films that I've never seen of, and I don't think I'd heard of it, to be honest. Jason Statham, James Franco, Homefront, looks like an action type, maybe war thriller, I'm not too sure. I think it was Tony at the Retro Movie Zone, he was on about this film, and it just looked it up and thought, no, I don't know that, so I think for literally about a couple of quid, I managed to grab a copy. Next up, a Scandinavian release by the looks of it. The Glenn Miller Story. I think it's Anthony Mann directed this. Yeah, Anthony Mann. A film I really, really like, and I've got a DVD copy, so really glad to upgrade it to Blu-ray. Really enjoyed the Glenn Miller Story. Jimmy Stewart is brilliant in it, and Jane Allison just charts the life of Glenn Miller from his early days where he was struggling. His trumpet was in and out of the pawn shop because he never had any money, up through the ranks of him becoming famous, playing for the military in World War II, up to his sad and untimely death in a plane crash. And the music, I love the Glenn Miller swing music, just brilliant stuff, just really catchy and sticks in your head. Yeah, that's a Glenn Miller Story. If you haven't seen that and you like your James Stewart, give that one a watch, because really good one. And next, a German release, a Billy Wilder film that I never had on Blu-ray, and I don't think I even had a DVD copy. I have seen the film before, and it's The Fortune Cookie, which is another, it's not top tier Billy Wilder, don't get me wrong, but it's still a very good film. Like, when Billy Wilder's slightly off, it's still better than most directors' best stuff. This is Jack Lemmon, Walter Matthau, and Jack Lemmon, he's a sports photographer, and he's covering a football game, that's the American football, and he takes a photograph and he gets like wiped out by one of the players, and Walter Matthau eggs him on to pretend he's injured so he can sue for damages. And yeah, it's good, as you can imagine with them two, it's good light-hearted comedy film. Billy Wilder, man, just bloody brilliant. Next up, one from Amazon. Stuart George has been egging me on to pick this up. A Quiet Place Day One. I've seen the first Quiet Place, thought it was very good. Seen the second one, thought it was a load of rubbish. And now I've got this one, and I have watched it in the past couple of days. I won't give you any spoilers for my weekly watches, which will be on Saturday this week, but you'll hear my thoughts on Saturday about it. Yeah, that's A Quiet Place Day One. Right, next we're on to me CEX stack. Quite a large stack I have here. I had a £100 something voucher, and I've had it in my pocket for a couple of weeks, and I was going to save it for something special, but you know what it's like, it burns a bloody hole in your wallet, doesn't it? So one day I'm bored at work. Every time it gets me, I'm bored at work and I'm scrolling through my CX wish list, and I just blew the bloody lot, to be fair. But there you go. I'm going to have to find some more stuff in charity shops and rebuild it. The first one being a film that Ollie Talks Films, I think that's Ollie's channel. Sorry, mate, if I butchered the name of your channel. He was watching this and said it was good, and I like me westerns, and I've never seen it. The Big Country, directed by William Wyler, who I think Ben Hur he directed, didn't he? And a great cast. Gregory Peck, Gene Simmons, Carol Baker, Charlton Heston, Burl Ives. And I've just realised on here that CX have done a naughty on me. This is an American release, so hopefully it's region free. I'm going to have to try it out, but it's making me a bit suspicious that somebody's had it and it won't play, so that's why they've traded it in. And I really don't think I've kept the receipt, so I'm going to be snookered if it don't play. So hopefully that'll play. I'll check it in a minute. Next up, a Criterion. James Stewart, Anatomy of a Murder, directed by Anthony Mann, I believe. Dropping it on the floor. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Anthony Mann. But this is a great courtroom drama. It's a long one. It's about 2.5 hours long, but it's a film that really engrosses you. You get caught up in the story. James Stewart, that's one of his best films. Yeah, really, really good. I've got a DVD copy out there, so really glad to upgrade it for the Criterion. Next up, Only Fools and Horses, 90s specials, 80s specials. Like most English people, this is probably the greatest ever sitcom, and this covers all their like Christmas specials over the 80s. You've got To Hull and Back, A Royal Flush, The Frog's Legacy, Dates, and my personal favourite, The Jolly Boys Outing, where Del Boy, Rodney, Uncle Albert and the rest of the gang, they have a day out in Margate, a coach trip, and as always with the Trotters, it doesn't go smoothly and it's absolutely hilarious. I'm quite looking forward to seeing what they look like on Blu-ray. I've been working my way through my box set a bit of all the old Fools and Horses, and I've got to Series 4. Then after Series 4, I think I've got one episode left. And then the next one chronologically is To Hull and Back, so I'll be on that pretty soon. Yeah, looking forward to seeing what they look like in high definition. Next up, Love Me MOC. As you can see behind me, I've got quite a lot of them. I've got 200 odd spines. And this has been sat in my watch list on CX for the longest time, and when I started watching this it was £50, and it's been tumbling and tumbling and tumbling in price. A couple of weeks ago it was 20, and I thought, shall I pull the trigger on it? And I thought, no, I'll just play it poker face and leave it a little while longer. And I called CX's bluff, and it went down to 15, and I thought, surely it's not going to get any cheaper than that. And that's Stanley Kubrick's first ever feature film, Fear and Desire, and that means I've now got all Kubrick's films on Blu-ray. I've heard this is not his greatest effort. This is his first feature film, and he's very much finding his teeth. But just purely for a collecting standpoint, and I look upon my collection as historically collecting film, that is another reason why I got it, and it fills a gap in my MOC as well. I think spine number 51. So yeah, really, really pleased to grab that for 15 quid. Absolute bargain. Next up, 4Ks. Now this might be a bit controversial. I've picked up the standard release of Inglourious Bastards. I've heard very, very mixed things about that fancy new box set that come out from Arrow. And there's controversy whether it's a new transfer or not. Some people are saying it is. Some people are saying it's exactly the same transfer as this one. So on the strength of that, I just went and picked this one up for 12 quid from CEX. It's my favourite Tarantino film, so I did want it in the best quality possible. And I think this is probably it for going from what people say. So, yeah, I'll stick it in, see what I say. Like I say, it's Inglourious. It's brilliant, brilliant film. And my favourite Tarantino. Yeah, great film. Next, a film I've never seen, but I've heard it's really good. And that is Forrest Whitaker in Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai. And I don't know much about it, to be honest. Come actually with a nice slip from CEX. And it's quite a recent release. I'm sure it only come out last year sometimes. And for £8, I thought that was an absolute bargain. So I stuck it in my basket and bought that. Yeah, looking forward to checking that one out because I've heard good things. And I'm sure some of the lads have been watching that recently and saying it's good. Next up, upgrade from my Blu-ray. Just a classic film. Mel Gibson, Braveheart. I haven't seen this for many a year, so I think I'll watch that pretty soon. Yeah, I love this film. It's big, it's bombastic. Ridley Scott, great stuff. And last for this haul, another upgrade from my Blu-ray. I think my favourite Martin Scorsese film, which could be quite controversial, and that's Casino. Yeah, I put this just a smidge above Goodfellas, to be honest. I just love this film. I've never been in a casino in my life, to be all honest, but they fascinate me for some reason. I don't know why. And in this film, you get to see the behind-the-scenes workings of a casino. How true they are, I don't know, because it's Hollywood, and Hollywood likes to exaggerate everything, but I just really enjoy this, and Pesky is on top form in this as he was in Goodfellas. De Niro's brilliant in it. And Sharon Stone, yeah, that's worth watching in 4K, I'd say. Yeah, that's it. So that's it. That's my haul for the last couple of weeks. Some decent stuff there, I'm sure you agree. You might think there's some crap in there as well, but there you go. We're all different. Thanks for watching, guys. Give us a thumbs up if you like what I've done here today. Maybe think about subscribing if you want to hear more of this twaddle. And I'll catch you guys at the weekend. You all be good. See ya.